Welcome back, everybody. It's I with EyeWillPlay. We've managed to catch some griefers lately. Now, the hardest thing that we've been able to try to track down is who is doing the wither griefing. Some days we have 3 withers at once. Sometimes we have 4 withers at once, where there'll be 3 in our spawn area and another one by the orphanage, or what we kind of have like a small city of houses. But recently we had somebody do a wither griefing right at the beginning of a live stream. Now, we already had a raid going on, and so I believe that this person thought we were very distracted, but I happened to be running up right on the area where they launched the wither. Unfortunately, I cannot find a name directly there, but I can see exactly where it was spawned. So first I'm going to show you a clip of the live stream footage, then I'm going to show you the investigation that we did, and then I'm going to show you who we put on visitor because we know that they were at least a part of doing the griefing. So let's just get into this. Let's go! So here's the clip just directly from the live stream itself without my face over the top of it. You can see exactly what happened. Trees and everything. Oh my gosh. Deep breath, deep breath. Heard somebody smacking something behind me, but... Oh, Jesus. Somebody responded with it. Alright, who's online? Oh, it's on my head? Yeah, it is on. Somebody spawned it right on me. These are so annoying. Knockdown cannot do it. Did anybody get a screenshot of who was online? Ah, Jesus Christ. Ah! Yeah, I didn't even notice. Oh, look where it set me. All the way back. Alright, well, everybody should be able to hear me that's online, so all you gotta do is gather up and kill that stupid wither. Yeah, I can do that. And Raiden, hey, thanks for your support, whoever you are. Alright. That should be it then, right? Did anybody get a screenshot of who was on? I mean, I have this list. Clear you? What do you mean clear you? Can you clear me? What do you mean? Hi, can you clear me? I'm mraiden19. Okay, now I'm back on the video, and I'm going to turn the sound all the way off, and that way I can talk over the top of what's happening. Now, there's a few things. Now, you just saw what happened in real time. I'm going to slow it down in little pieces and kind of give you an idea and a better understanding as to what happened. It's really, really difficult to understand what's happening when you're right in the middle of a raid and a wither, and you hear somebody land right behind you, and you see a wither happen right in front of you, and then you go into a menu to try to take a screenshot, and instead the wither is pounding on you. Then you try to eat an apple, and point being is I'm going to go through this a little bit at a time. You'll be able to see exactly where the wither was at and some of the other things that happened. So let me go through this a little bit. Okay, so it was right about here where I heard a sound directly behind my head. Now, that person turned out to be RetroPog. And RetroPog dude had just landed behind me, and I saw a picture of him later, and it looked like he was in the house while we were fighting this wither, but this wither gets spawned. You see this maroon and blue house right above this torch. The wither gets spawned directly inside of that house. There's no way he could have done it because he just landed right behind me, and that was the noise. I'll back it up just a second so you can hear that to know that's not him. You'll hear the wind coming from his elytra, and then you'll hear him thud land right behind me. And that you're gonna hear right now. So you heard him come in and click. That was him landing behind me. So there's no way he could have done that wither inside of the house in front of me. Not in time. So let's move forward a little bit. Now we're really close. The wither just started. And again, it's inside of this building over here on the left-hand side, inside of the maroon and blue building. You'll see when I come around this corner. I turn directly and there it is. You can see right below the beginning of the wither sign, right next to the bamboo. The wither is inside of that open house setting, just starting up. We'll get a little closer here. And that's as close as I get to it because I end up running on the left side of this building and all the way around it. But you can see there's no names anywhere on this screen. And I've played it in slow motion, as slow as I can get it. I don't see any names. Now there's some things that could happen. There's a hole that could be underneath this house. Somebody could have ran and fell into this hole over here and crouched or hid. You know, it's hard to say what they did. I do know that as soon as I came around this house, the wither obviously attacked me directly, which means that the person that spawned them was able to get away pretty quickly before they were able to get killed because there was nobody killed by the wither. Now, we did have somebody log out, but I'm going to show you the text on how this happens. So, no text has actually happened yet since the wither was spawned. Let me show you this a little bit slow and you'll see the next text that pops in. Retro Prog Dude, who again was behind me, says, "What?" Because he just now is noticing that the wither's there and types that in. What the? Now that's Provoked Corky 49. Now there's a lot of people that think that Provoked Corky 49 is the one who launched the wither because immediately after the wither hit like this, he logged out. But what they didn't see was the rest of what he typed in the chat. So he says, "What the?" So I'm getting hit by the wither. I'm turning around trying to figure out where the wither's at. So I have no idea what's happening inside of this chat. Now Retro Prog Dude again says wither. So he says, "What the?" Then he comes back out and says wither. And I believe that's him announcing to everybody to make sure that they know that his "what the" that he said before actually means wither. Come help kill this thing, right? The next text after this. And this is an important one for me. "I'm gonna die." Okay, now he's not in a very safe spot because his spelling's all jacked up and he hit a couple L's or whatever in there. So you can tell that he's like, "Oh crap, I'm actually gonna die. I'm gonna die." This is when he logs out. So if he was the one that had done it, why wouldn't he have logged out the moment that he launched the wither and not after the wither's already been going and been attacking some people and then say, "I'm gonna die," and then log out? He's gonna die because he's over close to where the wither was, obviously, and so he's logging out so that he doesn't die. Now let's move forward. And we got a lot of names in the action. Doing things, fighting stuff. You can see Provoked Corky just now left the realm. So I don't think he did it. I think if he was going to launch the wither and log out, he would have logged out right away and he wouldn't have waited this long for the wither to already be hit by a couple arrows and for it to have done the damage that it's already done so far before he decided to log out. And I don't think he would have typed in "I'm gonna die" either. I think he just would have logged out. So now we have Rustic Alex Dima doesn't know where it's at. Bobby Chungus is bruh, like what the heck's going on? So now the wither was attacking somebody else. It decides to come over and attack me again. And I had not even looked down to realize how bad off I really was. I mean, I'm really bad off. I only have 2.5 hearts. Here's Retro Pog Dude. And I think this is kind of weird. Okay, now this is the part where I don't quite understand. Maybe Retroprog, I'm sure, will watch this and he'll be able to explain why he was standing there for so long. So he announced, hey, he was right behind me, right over here. I've ran all the way around all this vegetation and come back out, and I'm right here where I'm at. Retropog is standing here right in the middle of where the wither's been pounding on everything. And you can tell he doesn't have a weapon, doesn't have a bow. Just standing there. Somebody actually flies right up into the wither. I think that's Noob because his name is 1236 and ends in an 84. So that should be Noob. Noob's fighting it. Bra was over on our left-hand side. He's fighting it. Let's move just a hair forward. Hey, I'm trying to shoot it with an arrow. I turn. Retroprog Dude again is directly in front of me now. Bobby Chungus, who is Bruh, is over here on the left. That's who it went after for a second. Noob comes down to land next to it again to try to fight it. Here's Retro Prog Dude right in front of me. Notice Retro Prog Dude. Again, no weapon in his hands. Let me show you him again. You can see Retro Prog Dude. He's holding on to a totem of undying. He doesn't have a sword. He doesn't have a bow. He's not trying to kill it at all. Just standing there. Still just standing there. I'm going to try to get a good shot. It's really hard to see, but he has no weapon. You can see again, no weapon. Now maybe he got really injured and he pulled out a Totem of Undying and he took that, or he, to keep himself alive or whatever. Maybe he did die and kind of respawn because of a totem, and he was pulling another totem out, and now he's running away from the scene, and that's why he doesn't have a weapon. I don't know, but I just know that he wasn't at this point doing anything to help kill it. And then of course at this point, I'm withered again, and I'm ticking down. I have an enchanted apple in my inventory. I start to take it. Right here. I have half of a heart. You can see me eating it, but I don't eat it in time and I die, which sends me back to spawn. Now I'm back at spawn and I see it's kind of weird. There's some actual armor here. It's diamond armor just hanging out in the spawn area. A little bit weird. And I want to back this up for chat reasons so you can see. I know I was focusing on myself and the apple, but let's watch the chat. Provoked Corky, what the? Right, then he gets out of there. He's gone. M. Raiden all of a sudden says, I'm coming. Where he's at, coming from, I don't know, but I'm coming. I'm dead. I head back to spawn. The next chat that comes up, I will play Withered Away. Stormslayer says, hey, I got a screenshot of who was online. Retropog dude sees that I'm dead, says, Case to Pig, what's happening? M. Raiden 19 withered away. So he's coming to help, and he's withered away almost instantly. Like literally. I mean, this is like no time hardly between that, because I'm just showing you guys. I mean, I don't even know how many seconds that is. We're at 34:22. When he says he was coming to help, I'm coming is at 33:56. So he's not there yet. Now somehow within 26 seconds from that point, he's not there, but he's coming. Not only is he already able to get there, but he's already dead. Within 26 seconds. So sus on the list, Retroprog, because he's in this mix the whole time. I don't quite know what he's doing. Also, we have a screenshot of him that we took. Just shows him in the building just a little bit before this while we were fighting the Wither. He's in the building where the Wither was. But again, I don't see how it could be him because he landed right behind me. How could he launch the Wither in time? M. Raiden, I'm coming. I know this is taking a long time for me to explain, but I really want to explain this well because I believe I know exactly who it was, and I'll tell you exactly why here in just a moment. So M. Raiden says, I'm coming at 33:56 on this clock down here. 33:56. By 34:21, he's withered away. I'm coming, not there yet, within 25 seconds, withered away. And obviously it sends him back to spawn because that's who I run into right here, and I'm wondering what he's talking about. There's M. Raiden. Now he's not hurrying back to get any armor. He's not trying to go do anything. He's literally standing right in front of me. M. Raiden. Again, I'm coming. 25 seconds popped. At spawn, people are guessing who it could possibly be. A lot of them are thinking it's Provoked Corky because he left, and in the chaos, obviously they didn't see the messages that he might get killed, so he's leaving, and they don't really know what's going on. So they're thinking it's Provoked Corky because they're thinking whoever did it must have logged off quickly because the thing was attacking everybody else. Now notice I fast forwarded to 36:05 on the time down here, and guess who's standing there right in front of me still? M. Raiden. Let's just focus on M. Raiden for a second. I know a couple of things. I know that M. Raiden said he was coming. All of a sudden, after a little while, he's coming. Within 25 seconds of him saying that message, he was already dead and back at spawn. And he's just standing at spawn, not going back to collect any armor, not going back to collect a sword. And the reason I know why is that he didn't have any armor on when he ran underneath the Wither and got killed. So why would he run underneath the Wither with no armor and get killed? Why would he do that? This next message down here, and it's what I talk about, and I can't quite figure out why he's asking me this or what it means. He says, and now keep in mind, M. Raiden is Zod Aiden. He says, can you clear me? So he's been standing here 40 some seconds now, just standing in front of me while his armor and everything else is gonna be disappearing, saying, can you clear me? Because he's standing right in front of me. He wants me to clear him. Oh, by the way, he's up here trying to blame Provoked Corky. Provoked Corky left, by the way. Provoked Corky left. He left when it spawned. And then can you clear me? And keep in mind, he's typing this stuff right after he just died. And then immediately after he gets done saying that it's Provoked Corky, basically, he says, can you clear me? What he means is, can you clear me from being the one who made the Wither? That's what he's actually asking me. I'm standing right in front of you. Obviously, I'm not the one that did the wither. It was provoked Corky, right? And he's getting everybody on the side of provoke Corky. So why am I focused so much on M. Raiden right now when I'm coming back through this? There's one more piece of evidence that I want to show you guys. Okay, now we looked all over to find out, was there any holes underneath that building? What else was around there? Literally digging the ground up, trying to figure out what could have created that. I want you to hear what I have to say right here, so I'm going to have the volume up. This is the part right here. This whole building is sus. Hold on, this is what you need to do it, right? Okay, so you notice what I just picked up. I was on the top of the building looking around and I noticed, hey, there's soul sand down there on the ground really close to the building. Well, guess what it takes to build a wither? You can use soul sand or soul soil and 3 wither heads to make a wither. Now, I didn't look around a whole lot at this point. I did try to see if there was any chests or things like that. You can see there's a lot of chests. I went around and started opening up all the chests to see if I could find out, is there any wither skulls inside of that other house? What I didn't do was open up every chest that was right next to that soul sand, and I don't know why I didn't open those up. Our new president, MC Storm, who is Stormslayer1120, he ended up going back to that house because we placed a couple things together after this, and he looked inside of the actual chest that has the apple sign on it, and he found a bunch of wither skull heads inside of this apple container. So everything was already here inside of this building to make the wither that was spawned in the building directly next to it. And there's nothing in that other building that you can make a wither out of. So why do we suspect M. Raiden? Because this is his house. So right after this stream and us picking the soul sand apart and looking through some of these chests and stuff, all of a sudden, Zod Aiden, who is M. Raiden, let us know that, hey, this soul sand was just here to plant a bunch of netherwort, and now it's all covered in netherwort, like that night or the next day, I don't know when, but he planted netherwort across the whole thing, and that's supposedly what the soul sand was for. So now I put the whole picture together. Could somebody else have come in here, grabbed some of his soul sand, or had their own soul sand, grabbed some of those wither skulls, or had their own wither skulls, and launched a wither in the building right next to this one? Yes, they could have. Everybody has to know that yes, that could have happened. But how coincidental is it? And I think it's too coincidental for these 3 things to happen. Number 1, the wither spawns and we can't see anybody next to the wither, which means the person ran away because nobody logged out of the realm. The person ran away. Now, I believe that person was M. Raiden. M. Raiden then sends a message saying, I'm coming. Within 25 seconds of him saying, I'm coming, he's dead, withered away, and back at spawn, blaming it on Corgi and asking me if I'll clear him, knowing that this is where you can get the soul sand and the skulls. I am 99.9% convinced that M. Raiden is the guy. This is not the first time that we've had a wither in this area. We had a wither close to this building that destroyed this building, and I wasn't even able to see that there was any of the soul sand or anything here in the past, because I don't believe he had any armor on to begin with. I believe he spawned the wither, ran away as fast as he could to get out of distance. Everybody else that was within distance became the next target. Then he said, I'm coming, to try to cover for himself, ran in there and died immediately so he could get back to spawn, and then try to get somebody to cover for him that was also dead from the wither, or try to figure out a way to cover for him, because why wasn't he trying to go get any armor or a sword or anything like that that he would have lost had he had actually come to help with the wither? Nobody comes running to the wither, says, I'm coming. First of all, it can die in 25 seconds unless they don't have armor. You literally would have to like run right underneath the thing and get killed intentionally and be back at spawn, and then to stand in front of me for a full minute or more blaming somebody else and asking me to clear you. And this is your house. That's insane. M. Raiden 19, guilty. By a court of eye, you're now on visitor, and you will stay on visitor maybe throughout all eternity. I don't believe we need a trial on this one, but we'll let everybody see. But for now, I know we caught a griefer. Now, normally I would be pretty happy about that. But since this, 2 other people Actually, 3 other people have been involved in launching withers that we've been able to catch, and somebody had 30 dragon eggs on them and gave them up to me just yesterday. 30 dragon eggs. So no, we've not fixed all the problems with the griefing in the realm or the duping in the realm. Or whatever's going on, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. For now, we caught a wither griefer. That's the whole story, and I'm sticking to it. Please like this video so a lot more people can see it, and please subscribe. Not only do we have a lot more fun going on in the Minecraft realm, we also have a server, we also do Among Us, and we do Roblox and other games. Now, some people would say this is Minecraft and Among Us combined. I'm not going to argue with that. It sure feels like it. We definitely have some imposters still among us. But take it easy, everybody, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye!